Hello everybody, my name is Alex, or better known as Immortal HD on the worldwide planet of the internet, and today we are doing a first impressions video on the game called Destiny by Bungie Studios. That is, of course, the studios that created the also lovable Halo franchise. Not the more recent Halo, but all the older ones.
Spartan 117, locked and loaded.
So, I get myself an alpha code for this game thanks to Twitch.tv and a lot of begging on my part, and I managed to actually borrow James's PlayStation 4 because, well, I don't have a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One yet, so thanks to him this video is actually being made and I'm actually able to use recorded footage as opposed to pirating and stealing a bunch from the internet. Anyway, why am I doing a first impressions video on this game? I really am a fan of the Bungie games and I was really excited to see what they had in store next, especially after losing their Halo series to 343 once they released or announced Destiny. I really wanted to look into it, and I'm just some random guy on the internet that likes video games, so of course with those combinations there I decided to make a video, and now you're watching it. So now that we've gotten to know each other a little bit better, let's talk about Destiny. Well, according to dictionary.com, Destiny is predetermined, usually inevitable or irresistible course of events, which might have something to do with this game, but I'm not entirely sure if they based off the principle of it from dictionary.com. But the story goes, this thing called the Traveler, which is a sphere-like entity, city, thing, globe, I'm not really sure, comes down planet Earth, pays it a visit, decides to bring a whole bunch of new miracles by, say, bringing water to Mars. So now the population of Earth is able to recolonize on those different planets, and it's a new, wonderful, golden age where everybody can appreciate things and everybody's each other's friends. They're all going to Kanye West concerts and getting drunk. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and literally almost out of nowhere, a new set of onslaught, a new set of enemies comes down following the Traveler's path, and now they decide to engage the wonderful human population, civilization in warfare because of the Traveler, and that's when the Guardians are born. And in this game, you are one of the Guardians. You have 3 different classes to choose from. I decided to go with the Warlock class in order to make my experience somewhat interesting. So as the Warlock class, I of course had the option to really make whoever I wanted to, and of course I had to make Bumblebee from the Transformers. Why? Because I had the option to. I mean, why wouldn't I make an awesome Transformers Warlock? That just, why is that even a question? Anyway, Bumblebee and I were taken down to a planet-like surface. I'm not sure which planet just yet, but we had to fight a bunch of enemies, kicked ass. I learned a bunch of new abilities, which helped me out in kicking more ass, and afterwards I was kind of brought into a spooky hallway. Now you might be wondering, why am I talking about spooky hallways? Well, I can tell you it wasn't because I was scared, alright? That has nothing to do with me bringing up spooky hallways and having to express my feelings about the matter. I wanted to talk about it because I had this sense of atmosphere that was created for me, right? I was fighting a bunch of things and I felt invincible. Then all of a sudden, as soon as the game decided to turn on me, I was starting to feel kind of queasy about things, and surely enough, I was ambushed by a pack of, I don't know what they were, future zombies. That's the only way I can describe them, and I was absolutely terrified.
It can't be. It's the Hive.
Then I had to kill this thing called the Wizard, which I assume is like a necromancer of some type. I immediately didn't know what the hell was going on, so there's that. But I assume the storyline will make sense once I actually play it. But the game in alpha dropped you into kind of the middle where I saw that I was put on level 3, and of course I decided to try out level 4 shortly after, as well as level 6 and the multiplayer. Those are the things I got a chance to try out, and those are things that were available for me to try out, as well as a place called the Tower, which is like the central city hub thing where you can buy weapons, upgrade your armor or get better armor, unlock your enigmas, which are these things that you pick up in the game that could be weapons or different pieces of armor. So there's tons of cool stuff to do there, including getting PvP armor, and that's pretty cool. I really like the fact that you can get PvP armor exclusively just by doing PvP. You can progress in PvE, and all that stuff really made a lot of sense. So right away, I want to say that I did have fun in this game. So the next question, of course, is, well, why was it fun, and why should I spend $60 on this game? Well, I can say right now that it has a different vibe to it. Now, I know that some people might look at this game and they might see some gameplay from it, they might see some footage of it wherever they go, they might even have a hands-on demo of it and might say it feels like this game or this feels like that game. What I feel that Bungie did, and I don't want to obviously quote anybody on this, including myself, which I don't know how that works. Don't quote myself on something. Anyway, what I feel that Bungie did is once they let go of their successful title, they basically had to start work on a new title. Or they could have been working on it, a while ago. I don't really know how Bungie works. But what I assume is they lost the title and they had to bring something to the table that is going to be their next successor. Now, obviously, putting $500 million into a game is successful, but you have to do something with it, right? You can't just spend 500 million on absolutely nothing. So what I feel that Bungie did is they took the best elements that is presented in gaming currently, in terms of shooters, of course. There are multiple other games, but even I think outside of the shooters they looked into. What I mean is they have a shooter platform for this game where you have a gun and you run around and kill enemies. Then on top of that, they added an RPG system. So now you have a role-playing action game shooter. So that is, unique in itself. Then all of a sudden they add different armor tiers that you can wear on your character. So now you have a customizable character that you can unlock different perks with. You can get different weapons, you can get different armor, you can put attachment to your weapons, you can upgrade your armor. And then on top of that, they add a system that allows for multiplayer. So now you can play with your friends, you can do whatever. They add a bunch of new enemies, bosses, they add multiplayer, and they add a central hub. And in this hub, of course, you can communicate with other people, so you can have more than just your friends. You could have the option of having a guild where you all go on different, adventures where you might have to take down a hard boss, or you might go into multiplayer and, start up a new clan, something like that. This game, I feel, is unique in its own way, where it takes the best elements in gaming presently and combines them to make this new and fresh title, where I there's so many comparisons I want to make with this game, but at the same time I can't make those comparisons because it does so many things differently and outside from them that I feel in itself that this is a standalone title. Now, of course, some people might argue with me because of the way that it looks or the way that it plays, but this is generally how I feel about it. And I think once people sort of maybe pick up the controller and play it and test out all these different things you can do, they'll see that there's so much possibility here that it's kind of ridiculous, to say the least. They can take so many different avenues with this game that they could possibly have the next big thing. Anyway, that's enough hype from myself over here. I probably should go to bed, considering it's like 6 a.m. and my eyes are starting to glue together shut. Hope you enjoyed this first impressions video. If you did, let me know, and let me know if you are looking forward to this game, or maybe you're not, and you're looking forward to Call of Duty. I don't really know what kids play these days. I gotta get with the times. Anyways, my name is Alex, better known as Immortal HD, of course. Remember I said that in the intro. I will see you next time. Alright. Wouldn't it be funny if this whole time wasn't even called Destiny, it was called like Destiny?